tell me a little bit about some of the missions you were assigned to. You started in 1943 at St. Catherine in New Haven. Is that right?
I was there 1 year, and the pastor was very difficult to please. So he wasn't satisfied with me, so I was sent to Mayfield. And I was at Mayfield 1 year. And I remember that mission in particular because there were only 3 sisters on that mission and they would call themselves the Three Bears. And when I came, I made a 4th one, so they called me Goldilocks. And that wasn't a good year. It was a very good year, a lot of fun. But then at the end of that year, I was assigned to St. Louis. And I was there about 6 or 7 years, I've forgotten which.
That was a big school, wasn't it?
Huh?
Well, it was a big school.
It was a big school. And I think I had 3rd or 4th grade most of the time I was there that time. Of course, I've been there twice now. But I liked Afton. That's where Seven Holy Founders was. Now, Seven Holy Founders was the name of the school because the founders of the Servite priests were 7 men. And they're all dead, of course, and so they were called Holy Founders. So that's how that got its name.
You went to Blessed Mother in Owensboro for a year, and you were there 2 different times.
Oh, I was a Blessed Mother when I left Afton. I came to Blessed Mother, was there 1 year. Let me see, I don't know why that year was so short, but the next term, where did I go?
St. Bartholomew in Louisville.
Louisville, and I was there. I guess they needed a teacher real badly there because I stayed there about 6 years.
Now, you had big classes there in Louisville, didn't you?
Had big classes there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How big?
How big?
Didn't you tell me once you had like 60 students at a time?
Yeah, one time.
How do you teach that many students at once?
And the priest was Italian. He was very nice.
How do you teach 60 students at once?
Well, children were easier to handle in that day and age. They weren't so outspoken as they are today, and they were just more obedient. And the superiors were very good to me because I was usually the youngest on that mission, you know. So I guess they catered to me.
Okay. And you went to St. Paul Litchfield after that, is that right?
Went to St. Paul Litchfield.
And you had one of your students became one of your sisters later on, is that right? Did you teach a future sister there?
Well, I taught Anne McGrew while I was there, and she's become a sister since then. I still see some of my former pupils from there.
Okay, and after that you went to St. Joseph's School in Central City? Do you remember?
Yes, I went to St. Joe in Central City. I was going to tell you the priest's name that was there, because most of them I remember. But anyway, that was good. I didn't have a very big class there. How long did I stay there? About 6 years?
3 years.
Just 3 years? Well, I went back another time then.
And then from there you went to St. Romuald School in Hardinsburg for a couple of years. Remember that?
Okay, why did I go back to St. Romuald's? In those days, nuns did what they were asked to do. You know, I never asked to go here or go there. They said, will you go there? Because I was just needed. And so I would go and do the best I could. And when they didn't need me anymore, I probably sent someplace else.
The next school you went to was in Nebraska City, Nebraska, St. Benedict School.
That was 4 years, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. What did you think of Nebraska?
Yeah, there were two schools in Nebraska, St. Mary's and St. Benedict. I lived in the house at St. Mary's, but I taught school at St. Benedict's, and we would ride the bus. There were two of us that went up there, and we would ride the bus to St. Benedict and teach school and then come home on the bus, with the kids, whatever. Usually the school year was divided. At St. Benedict's they had the lower grades. Did I say St. Benedict? St. Mary's had the lower grades and St. Benedict's had the upper grades. Well, after so long a time, it was changed. St. Benedict's took the lower grades and St. Mary's had the upper grades. So I lived down at St. Mary's. I don't know. It's just been a complicated life, but I have enjoyed it, and I haven't been unhappy enough to ask to go home.
Okay. Well, after Nebraska, you came back to Owensboro to Blessed Mother. That's where you were the longest, wasn't it?
Blessed Mother, what did I do with Blessed Mother?
Sister Mary Damien was your principal there.
Oh, yeah,
she?
Mary Damien was principal. Well, she needed a teacher. And I don't know, the memory gets kind of fuzzy after so many years. But anyway, I've been happy on almost all my missions. And but I really have appreciated Mary Damien better than any other principal.
What was it about her that you appreciated?
Because she was a businesswoman. And she was tolerant. And she was effective. And I just liked her.
Mm-hmm. After that, you actually came back to the Mount and were the assistant local superior. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Well, what did you do with that?
That meant I had charge of the cars. I think we had all of 5 cars at that time. And if people wanted the car, they had to get my permission. Or, I had to know where the cars were, and if they needed repair, I had to know that and get that taken care of. Let's see. Another thing I did as local superior, assistant local superior, was make appointments. If a sister came in complaining of some illness and wanted to see a doctor, then it was my business to find her a doctor that would accept her, so and so.
And then after that, you started working in some parishes. Is that right? Precious Blood in Owensboro?
You skipped the part where I was sacristan.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I thought that was later you were sacristan. Is that right?
Which time was I sacristan?
I've got you sacristan in like 92 to 98.
Oh.
But we're still up here.
Where are we now?
We're up here in the 80s when you were at Precious Blood and then St. Joseph in Greenville. Do you remember those years?
Oh, okay.
Working in the parish?
Yeah, I did work in the parishes at Central City.
What did you do there?
Well, what did I do at Saints? I don't remember. I guess we taught religious education. I don't know what else.
Okay. All right. Tell me about being sacristan. That was a ministry you really liked.
About being what?
Sacristan here at the Mount.
Oh. Well, there was always something to do. There certainly was no monotony here. You had to get the altar ready or have everything ready for a priest in time of funerals and investments and whatever was going on in the community. Daily Mass. that was a job that you got no vacation from. And that was the one that was very wearing. But still, I'm glad I had it.